Okay, so I'm teaching you guys how to make focaccia today. I've already got the pizza crust made. That's what I'm using. It's a basic pizza crust recipe. I'll have the recipe down in the caption below, in the description below. You want it to be kind of sticky, but not really. At this point, you pull it out of your mixer onto a floured surface and divide it into 3 even balls. And then one of those balls you'll divide into 2. 2 of those you'll make into a giant pizza each, and then the last 2 that you divide evenly after that, you'll make into your focaccia. So I'll go ahead and show you where we're at after we get those all divided.
Okay.
Alright, so we've got these 2, that'll become a pizza. Like I said, divide those evenly. And now I've got these 2 that will become focaccia. So you roll these out and they'll make it perfect size for your pan. And I'll show you about the size to make for those. Alright, so what I've done, I've prepared these 2 pans. Go ahead and go down to them, Jens. What I did was I heated them up just enough so that water would evaporate out of them. And then I put about 2 tablespoons of oil in each. And so now, so this one's a little bit smaller. I'll put this dough in there. This one's a little bit bigger. Actually, I think it's this one that's going to go into there. But I'll just roll them out just enough that they fit. You want them a little bit warm. The pan's a little bit warm, so then the dough proofs really fast. You almost want it to overproof. Alright, so we got this one. You can see fits right in there. And there's not an exact science, but we'll let that proof for about an hour, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. You want it generally round. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there it is. Then you'll put these back on your stovetop where you're baking your pizza, and they'll stay nice and warm. And that heat from the oven will help them proof even more. And it'll be nice and light and fluffy. You want them to be about almost even with the top of the pan, so they'll almost triple in size. Yeah, you want these to almost overproof versus regular dough you don't want to overproof. But these, they're better when they're overproofed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got those 2 focaccias over there proofing. I've got my 2 pizzas now. Rolled them out, you can see I got my sauce spread out, and now I just put the Parmesan cheese all over, and then I put some mozzarella cheese
I think
all
I
over
got
it too.
more than S-range.
So I think that's all the Parmesan cheese I got. That's okay. Okay, good. Alright, so I got the pizzas all ready to go into the oven. I got 1 cheese pizza because that's what my kids like, and 1 pepperoni and sausage. This is actually sausage from a deer that I killed 2 years ago. It's really good, but yeah, that's what the kids like. If you're not recording me, you're off to the side. There you go. Sorry, I got a bad cameraman. He's only 15, almost 16. That's okay. We still love him. But I got my oven preheating to about 400, 420, somewhere in there. And then you'll bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it'll be nice and crispy, and then you can enjoy it. And then I'll show you how to make the focaccia and top it off. And because it's still rising over there, it's getting there. It's nice and hot in here, so we're getting there. All right.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I got this all mixed. What I forgot to say earlier was you got to make sure you top the focaccia with some olive oil. Otherwise, it'll not be very good. It won't be very moist. At this point, you can actually top it with whatever you want. Traditionally, it's with like sea salt and rosemary and a couple other herbs and garlic. I like doing it this way. You just top it with more cheese. I've already got this one all done. If you're going to do it with a sourdough, you do this before letting it proof, and then let it proof around the cream cheese mix. But otherwise, yeah, you just do like teaspoons at a time in each little hole, and then you'll top it with more cheese when you're all done. Alright, so I've got these covered in cheese all the way to the edge. I ran out of my cheddar cheese, so I used a little bit of Colby Jack. You can use whatever cheese you want. They're really good. And then, of course, top it off with some of this Hatch chili seasoning. Sprinkle it over the top. Measure with your heart. Do that for both of them. And I got the oven preheating to about 430, 425, somewhere in there. And you'll bake it at that for about 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, these are done. We got a little over, but that's okay. They'll be a little bit dark because I've got cheddar cheese on them. And then get the knife. Look at those. I just cut them in about quarters. Just like that, just like a pie. And then, might be a little bit hot. Yeah, it's a little too hot to take a bite, but we'll take a bite in that a little bit.
One eternity later.
All right, here we go. This is so good. You gotta make some. Here, have a bite.